What's up, guys? It's your boy E-Man. We're back again with another episode of the Junkyard. It's been a little minute, but we're finally back. We're making sure to start off the new year right. And yeah, anything you want to say, Nick?
Honestly, not a lot to say. Realistically speaking, we like to do this a lot as friends. Hopefully it can hit a serious note at some point. And that's why we kind of been neglecting this. And we don't really spend a lot of time, being able to set up for things like this, because we all have our own things in our own lives. Fitness, school, work, and other things they have to deal with. And hopefully it becomes something that's a regular thing. And progress is what pushes us. And if we see more of you guys coming back, liking the videos, subscribing, commenting, it'll give us a lot of push. It'll give us a lot of push to keep doing this. And of course the grind comes with its own. Days won't be easy. But we both want to say that we apologize for not being as consistent. We're very what's that word that I'm looking for? We're very
Inconsistent?
But we're very wanting to do things, but we're lazy as shit.
We're sayers, not doers.
That's
our biggest problem. And I guess it's something that we're trying to work on this year. We've been talking about it, things that we want to accomplish. And one thing I've noticed is that we enjoy talking. I think that we believe that we're like the philosophers of this generation or something like that. And we've always been inclined to, I guess, get the word out. Like, we always constantly, have good conversations that I feel like should be heard by other people who think like similarly to us. And that's why we always come back. We just enjoy talking in front of the camera. And if anybody can like take a message, or they can resonate with anything that we said, that's something that we can genuinely appreciate, and it's why we do it. But yeah, last year's been pretty crazy. It hasn't been I would say it wasn't like hectic or anything like that. A lot has changed. My discipline has changed. I've become more involved with fitness. I just received my personal training certification, so that's something that's I'm very happy about, because I was able to accomplish it. Same thing with school. I'm about to finally graduate, and then I'll transfer to my other university and finish the 2 years there, and then I'll start my career. What about you, Nick? How was your year?
Honestly, my year was up and down. Was in a relationship at some point. It was an okay relationship at some point, and then shit just fell through. But my year was it was a skip year. It was a year that you really don't find too notable, honestly. My year, I found a new job, but realistically speaking, I'm gonna get the fuck out of that job eventually. And I don't know, like my year really was just up in the air, but there were a lot of blessings. My family, a lot of them. My mom got proposed to at some point. She got engaged. My uncle, he got a new kidney. Thank God for that, honestly, man. And there wasn't a lot going on in my year, but I can at least be thankful to say that the people around me were blessed. Like the people that I care about, the people that I'll do anything for. You get me? Like, and don't get me wrong, there was also a fair share of bad moments, but we take the good with the bad and the bad with the good. And we learn from it. We learn from what we've been through. We learn from our past. And that's another thing about this podcast that I really like doing with Emmanuel. It's called the Junkyard for a couple reasons. That's as creative as we can get. And then the second reason the second reason is that we're mainly just spilling what we have in our heads over to you guys, asking for your opinions, asking for your comments, asking for your support in this endeavor. And we're basically trying to bring something new to your day, something you wouldn't really think about. Maybe we thought about it, and now you're thinking about it now.
Yeah, and I guess you can say that, you know, our flow isn't the best. We are really, you know, just spitballing, freestyling. As we continue and we get better at this, you know, keep studying other like podcasters, see how they structure their podcast to ensure that the entertainment is very high and you don't want to, you know, click off. But that all comes with practice and dedication, and of course that's something that we haven't been putting into practice. But it's a new year, it's a new
Opportunity.
it's a new opportunity. That's the way we see it, and you know, hopefully we don't let you guys down like we obviously previously had. But you know, new year, new opportunities, new chances. So is there anything last year that you feel like, is there anything that you learned from last year that you think you can change or apply coming into the new year?
Honestly, I'm the kind of person that thinks like if you haven't learned at least a single thing throughout the year, you really did not change at all, and that's a very dangerous thing. You know, it's depending on the people that you have around you, the people that aren't going to go with the same opinion you have, because if they do, it's just because they want to get it over with, or they don't want to argue, or because those are the kind
or
of
they
people,
don't care.
Exactly. The people that don't care are the people that are going to agree with you like this, the people that just want you out of their sight immediately, or the people that just
Or want something out of you.
Exactly, yeah, people that want something out of you. And I think over the years, this wasn't just a singular year like last year. I think over the years, I've learned that, you know, a lot of people are always going to want something out of you. And it's not out of love. It's not pure love. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's one of the aspects that I learned out of my old relationship, and you know, other ones that I had before, you know, 2022. And you know, there's a lot of things I could tell you about these lessons, and you know, you're gonna take it with a grain of salt. Everybody takes lessons with a grain of salt, because you know, nowadays, man, it's hard to trust people. I guess that's one lesson that I've learned. It's hard to trust people. It's hard to trust people, and it's hard to put confidence in somebody. You get what I'm saying? Like if you get a gym partner, and you go, look, we're both gonna go hard. We're both gonna show up every day. We're both gonna do this. We're both gonna do that. You could say as much as you want to say. It sounds like you're promising something, but only action will speak for itself. Only like commitment will speak for itself. Because bro, there's no telling. Like, what if that person gets in a car accident? What if that person has to go to the hospital over the course of days? You know.
And like also like speaking of that, like just how he said it's about actions and not, you know, just speaking. That's something that we want to change when it comes to the podcast as well. Like, this is probably our third or fourth video already saying, hey guys, like we're gonna start uploading more, this and that. And then a month passes by, 2 months, 3 months. Next thing you know, it's 2023, January 2nd. These two F-boys are back at it again, making another video. After I think it's already been a year since our previous video, but hey, we're back. We always come back. I guess we're always motivated, and we always think that we're gonna keep going, keep doing it, but life gets in the way, and also our laziness. Like, I think that's something that we both suffer from. But it's something that we're trying to change, and we slowly are evolving. We're, you know, becoming better people every single day. Because at the end of the day, we just want to be successful, make our families proud. But so,
I actually wanted to go back to the thing that we were talking about.
Go ahead.
About the lessons. What did you learn?
What did I learn? I learned a lot of things. I learned that hard work pays off. Definitely, that's very cliche, but it's very, very true. And I also learned that the things that you want to accomplish in life take time. There's no shortcuts, especially when it comes to fitness. Like, I used to shortcut it a lot, especially when it came to dieting. I always used to work out, but then eat like Burger King, like the large fries, the large drinks. Now it's very rare that I drink soda. I would say the only reason I'm drinking soda a little bit more now is because I'm going out often and I'm drinking. And obviously if I'm drinking like whiskey, I gotta drink whiskey with Coke.
Chaser,
You know, you always need that chaser, exactly. But yeah, the principles that I learned from fitness when it comes to, you know, patience and just trusting the process, that applies to everything in life. Like, you know, your relationships with people. That's not just like, oh, I'm gonna go talk to him and then we're gonna be best buddies. Like, no, you gotta plant the seed, then you gotta water it, make sure the sunlight hits, and then just give it time, and then eventually it grows into something fruitful.
That's true.
It applies with everything, your career,
Yeah.
YouTube, podcasting. I know 100% that this is probably going to take maybe 100, 150 videos before we even reach our first 1,000 subscribers, if that.
Most likely.
But nothing in this life is guaranteed. There's people who've blown up off of one video, and other people who've recorded 1,000 videos, and then on the 1,001 video, they were about to give up on the thousands, and then on their 1,001 video, they finally blow up, and then they finally get their big opportunity.
I think that's one lesson that I'm still trying to learn. Patience, man. Patience is the hardest. I think it's one of the hardest lessons to learn, to tell you the truth, because when you're so deprived of something, of anything, really, you just want to be a go-getter. You just want to you want to drop everything that you're doing and everything that you're progressing in, and you just want to just go in one go. You get what I'm saying? Like if for instance, I'm gonna give a popular one, a credit card. This is for everybody. Everybody's guilty of this shit. You're about to pay off your credit card, but you see the shiniest new phone, the shiniest new pair of shoes, the shiniest laptop, the shiniest game, the shiniest.
Alright guys, sorry about that. Honestly, I don't really remember what was the last thing I said. Our camera just cut off. But anyways, Nick was saying something about, he told me that I was basically ranting about how 98% of you are probably just gonna click off. We're probably not the most entertaining people, but we're learning. We're gonna get better at this, I promise, guys. We're gonna keep you guys, hooked and all that stuff. But yeah, enough.
I mean, we were talking about attention spans.
Uh-huh.
We were talking about attention spans, and after this video just cut, I hope to God that somebody is still here watching. But
and if you are, we love you.
we have a lot of things that we learned in general. That was the topic that we were kind of talking about, what did we learn last year in 2022, and yeah, at the end of the day, we need to learn more about patience, more about dedication, I guess hunger to film these things. You get what I'm saying? It should be an every week thing, at least.
Yeah.
But
which is not something that we can promise, but we, I guess, can guarantee that we'll try harder than we previously had.
Speaking of promises that people break, what are your resolutions?
Alright, so...
And don't break them.
My New Year resolution is to reach $1 million.
Okay. It's realistic.
In my GTA 5 account.
Okay.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Alright. So pretty much, you know how they say you shouldn't really tell your goals, so I'll keep it as broad as I possibly can, so there's no specificity? What's
specification?
The word? Yeah, sure, we'll use that word, but that's not the word I was looking for. Anyways, to keep it pretty... This shit caught me off guard.
But to keep it in a general...
Yeah, to keep it in a general sense,
yeah.
very, very broad. Obviously, I want my financials to be a lot better than they were in 2022. I want a six-pack. So right now I'm doing my bulking session for, I think it's been 4 months. Yeah, maybe 4 months, or it's about to hit 4 months. I'm going to stop in February. And then from February to maybe June, July, I'm gonna cut, and then I'll hop back on the bulking in August, and then I'll go from August to December, and then I'll probably just stop there and just cut again and then maintain. That's pretty much my entire plans, and I don't know, I guess I try to be the best personal trainer that I can possibly be. That's pretty much it. What about you?
I'm praying that things go well this year in general, for my loved ones. I wouldn't really say it's much of a resolution, but something that I hope for. I hope for my family, my friends to keep progressing, to keep doing the best that they can be in their careers and stuff like that. Jonathan, and with what he just started, I don't want to get specific just in case, what he just started, and it brought a lot. It brought a lot for me. 2022 brought a lot for me, because I got to see one of my best friends of 17 years, 18 years, I forgot, I'm not gonna lie, of that long, to be happy with where he's at. And he's a very hardworking guy, and I guess that was one of my hopes for 2022. My hopes and resolutions, I guess, for 2023 would be the same thing in general. My friends, my family being well, my resolutions, my own personal goals, to make more money, to make more capital. At the end of the day, we all have things that we want to expand upon, like mental health is a priority for some people. To be better for the ones that they love. Financial, being stably financial is another thing that it doesn't only just affect me and you, but it could affect our loved ones at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because that's what we strive for as men. We strive for better financial situations and better living. Instead of surviving, we're thriving. And that's one of my resolutions, to earn more capital. Start somehow with passive income. Grow closer to my family, to my friends. Learn them in ways that they've never talked to me before. And I'm not one to say like they're keeping secrets from me. No, not that. It's mainly knowing them in situations, knowing them in their troubles, and like having anybody come to me with whatever they're going through. Anybody. And if we're doing a podcast right now talking to each other, we both love talking to people. We love meeting new people. That's a resolution I just made right now, honestly. Meeting new people and talking to them. Whoever it is. It could be 70, it could be 20, 30, I don't care. Just, I like listening to people's stories. I like talking about their past, their futures right now, about their resolutions. But yeah, I guess my resolution was just to be more social, I guess. Overall, social. We'll just chalk it up to that, to being social and financially well.
That's a good New Year's resolution.
What would you say your hopes are? Not a resolution, but your hopes for, like, in general.
I guess the only thing I can hope for is just good vibes. Good vibes. That I stay, really close to God throughout the years as times get, significantly tougher. Whether it's like temptation of sin via online websites, or I guess a chase for like lust or whatever, little things like that the devil tries to creep in and divert your attention from God and what he wants for you and stuff like that. And also to just keep my relationships with everybody that I have as close as possible, and to open that communication like how you were mentioning. But I guess I would say I want to be like a better communicator and stuff like that. I want to be able to have more heart-to-hearts with people, because I feel like sometimes people might have something that they're like hiding or whatever, or they're using like a bandage to
cover it up.
Yeah. Exactly. And I want them to be able to remove the bandage and to just be open. And the only way for someone to be, usually people are more vulnerable and open when you're open and vulnerable first, right?
Yeah. That's one of the craziest things that I've been like kind of slowly grasping, is that people's past always comes back. Like, no matter how much you want to bury it, it's always going to come back more aggressive. And people develop all these things. They develop like coping mechanisms that aren't very beneficial to them at the end of the day. And I feel like there's a fine line between having that small thing that you need to go on with your day versus a coping mechanism. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like, a majority of us drink coffee. A majority of us, drink an energy drink or something just to get throughout the day, especially if we're tired. And I don't see that as a coping mechanism. I see that as something that you need to kind of go throughout your day.
Yeah, or maybe even function at a higher rate.
Exactly, yeah. Like,
because you can use like caffeine, for example.
Pre-workout.
Some might say it might be considered like a crutch, maybe. But the way I see it is, I see it as like a boost. I see it as like an artificial version of steroids that has temporary benefits, and it's also not extremely harmful.
It's a means for production.
Exactly. For great production at the highest potential possible.
But yeah, like that's what I was trying to get at. See, there's those small things, and then there's coping mechanisms. And at the end of the day, we all have a vice. We all have something that, like, oh shit,
Jesus Christ, that scared me.
Put that on silent. Sorry. We all have a vice.
That is unprofessional.
We all have a vice.
I'll cut that off.
I want to say that we all have a vice that it's going to be hard to hurdle. It's going to be hard to overcome. But with time, with maturity, with need to be better in general for the people around you, you're gonna develop out of those vices. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn one way or another off of your vices. Because if you become addicted to something, there's no telling what could happen.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the kind of person that believes that if you overindulge in something, you know, you're gonna get served up a whole new problem, and you're gonna learn off of that.
There's also I'm pretty sure the Bible mentions this. I'm not exactly sure what book in the Bible or verse, but basically, like, to paraphrase what it says is that you need to control the things that, like, you know, Earth has before, like, the things here control you. And that applies with anything, you know, phone, pornography addiction,
like earthly things.
Yeah, basically, like, it's almost like you're idolizing something. Anything that you prioritize before God is basically something that runs your life.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. That makes a lot of sense.
That's the best way I would say it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of things, man. Like, you know, I love to admit that I'm not a perfect human being. Like, I'm somebody that thinks being imperfect is being human, and you know, there's a lot of things that I put before God. There's a lot of things that I put before God, unfortunately. But that's just me being a man in general. You get me? And one thing I firmly believe in is that judgment is something that people are very addicted to. They're addicted to it, bro. Like, I don't want to be one to judge. Sometimes I do. Yeah, I think it's human to judge, but it's an addiction. Like, sometimes people feel that they're above others when they judge. Sometimes people just judge for a joke, and sometimes that joke is, you know, either them actually being unhappy and judging people, or they're legitimately joking, kind of like a comedian. But yeah, man, like, I think when it comes to the...
Alright, so I think I can basically say that this podcast is going to have a lot of, you know, philosophical themes.
Yep.
We're always going to bring it back to something philosophical. But we also definitely need to learn to have a fun balance, you know. Yes, we have, like, certain deep topics that we want to talk about, but there's also things that have been currently happening that people want to, you know, hear about. Maybe other people's thoughts on a specific take, you know, for example, what happened with Andrew Tate and stuff like that. Like, we can bring it to that, and then we can swap it up to something a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
Or something about them, maybe, like, give advice to them, or something that happened in our life. You know, we'll switch it up like that. As, you know, time progresses, we'll get better and better at that.
One thing that we always promise, we never keep our promise on, and hopefully this year we can bring on a third person as a guest. We're honestly gonna bring on guests that are close, realistically speaking, close friends, people that we've known for a minute, and whatever we'll talk about, I mean, talk about it with them. But one thing I really want to do, and I love to do, is for them to tell us their story, as if we didn't even know them. As if we didn't even know them. You get what I'm saying?
Kind of like a live autobiography of someone.
Yeah, kind of like a small summary. But yeah, like, I guess.
But I feel like if we're gonna structure that, we should probably do it like almost like an interview. It's almost like we need to interview someone who maybe has accomplished something in their life, and we can ask them questions about, like, you know, what it took to get there, how they feel about that specific thing. Obviously, we have a friend who's in a professional field. We can talk about what struggles she had to go through, how much dedication was needed in order to ensure that she, you know, graduated in a timely manner, and, you know, little stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. I feel like you guys can let us know.
Honestly, it's a back and forth. Like, there are professionals that tell their stories and people that just tell stories. They're not professional, but they just tell stories.
They're just professional at telling stories.
Exactly. So, you know, I just think that when it comes to talking to the camera, talking to our folks, our people, we're gonna need to bring a lot of professions in, like fucking Joe Rogan. But
we'll get there eventually. We'll get to that Joe Rogan status. Hopefully he's looking at this and he's thinking, man, those people are not that serious. Like, they're never gonna get to my level. But we're coming for you, Joe Rogan.
We're coming for you, yeah. We're gonna shave our heads bald and everything.
We're gonna shave our heads bald and we're gonna join the UFC too, bro.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I guess we're gonna end it there. It's good to be back. It definitely took a year. It also took a new year. It took 2023 for us to finally get it to our heads that we need to upload more, be more consistent. And like I said, if there's one thing I can promise, is that I promise to try hard. That's one promise that you can hold me on.
Look, like what was the year that we uploaded? Like 7 or 6? I think that was like 2020.
What do you mean 7 or 6?
Like 7-6 like episodes of this.
Oh yeah. I think no, not 2020. It was definitely 20. It was no. Did we record? I don't really remember if we recorded in 2022.
Let's just say it was 2020, right? Let's just say
it's been more than a year.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
100% sure.
So the first year, we got about 7 videos done, right? And that's about 7 days out of 365 days. So we worked pretty hard.
12 months. Out of those 12 months, we did it in the equivalent of like 2 days of work.
Yeah, exactly, pretty much. But
for the entire year. Like,
but this year, we'll try to make things different. Instead of 7 episodes, we're gonna do 14. That's right.
Oh, I was gonna say 8, but
okay, yeah, even.
No, I'm just kidding, guys. If we can do 1 video a month, I think that's more than fair. We can definitely do, do one now. I tried so hard to word that, but I'm pretty sure you get the point.
They're like one in a month. What the hell?
But yeah, guys, like we said, we definitely promise to be, more consistent with this stuff. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna end it right there. Anything you want to say, Nick, before we close off?
My closing thoughts would be thank you for giving us another opportunity. If you're still at this part of the video, I hope everybody has a good year. I hope everybody's families, everybody's friends are safe. Hope it's a prosperous year for all of you guys. And it's the last thing I want to say, honestly, before we shut off.
Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Junkyard. Stay tuned for the next video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how your 2022 went. Give us any tips or advice that you guys want to see on, the podcast. And also, if you even made it this far, I might be talking to one person, or I'm probably talking to myself once I edit this video.
God.
But yeah, let us know what your plans are for 2023. It's been your boy E-Man.
Boy
Deuces. Nick.